This is the plaintiff, Caroline Taylor. She says she provided internet services to the defendant, and the guy always paid late and then just stopped paying altogether. She canceled his services and is now here suing for the balance of the $2,302.80 she says she's owed. This is the defendant, Charlie. He says he paid the plaintiff in full, and when she wanted him to subscribe for another year, he didn't respond. She sent him a letter saying she was going to stop providing service, which she did. Now she's suing him for additional money? For what? He owes nothing and feels the judge will agree. He's accused of being non-communicative.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says she provided internet services for the defendant's business, and the defendant just stopped paying. But the defendant says he canceled the plaintiff's services by not renewing, but she kept charging him. It's the case of igot.com.
Thank you, Douglas. All right. Computer Fixer Key West, doing business as IT Key West, represented here by Ms. Taylor, the owner. You are suing the defendant's construction company. You just want us to call you Charlie, Mr. Charlie, for bills that have not been paid amounting to $2,302.80 for computer services that you were providing to him. So tell me how your IT company comes to work for his construction company.
So my husband and I, my business partner and I, run a small IT business in Key West. And about January of 2020, we were contacted by the defendant to set up their entire office. And basically that means the networking systems, all the computer infrastructure, the server, as well as 5 workstations.
Okay.
And we did so. And you
got paid for that, right?
And we did get paid for that.
Okay.
It was late, but we did get paid for it. And then throughout the year, we serviced Charlie and his company, and they were continually.
What do you mean by serviced?
So we run their computer systems, and I'll let my business partner talk to you about exactly what that service is.
Okay, well then I need to talk to your business partner because I'm trying to understand what it is someone buys for $700 a month, or what it is he agreed to buy for $700 a month.
Right.
I'm kind of wondering what you guys do. So I'd love an explanation of that. Do you want to go ahead and let your business partner explain that to me?
Yes.
Okay.
That sounds
go ahead, and then you'll come back right after. Hi.
Hi, I'm Keith McDonald.
Okay, Mr. McDonald, can you explain to me what service it is that you guys provide to the defendant? Go ahead.
Basically, the ongoing service is subscriptions for ransomware protection, security protection. We also provide 24/7 monitoring of the server.
What does that mean, 24/7 monitoring of the servers? What does that mean?
We have an outside service that we use to constantly check on all of the components. And if there's any failure or any problems, we get alerts, we get emails. So but
what do you get? You get an email that says the network's not working. So when my network's not working, I unplug it and plug it, and or I have Comcast come or whoever your provider is. So listen. This is America. Bully for you if you can get $700 out of a company. But I know that one of the things that's listed is Microsoft 365 and a subscription to that and a subscription to ransomware. But that stuff is like, if he knew what he was doing, that's $15 a month for the subscription. That's like kind of not, but he doesn't know what he's doing. And that's what you're selling him, the knowledge, right? Because each of these things are...
This is a package that provides complete support, and it's not something that we just did for them. It's something that we do for a lot of people that basically gives you preventative maintenance soup to nuts. It doesn't work we don't do it for individuals. We concentrate on businesses because they're the ones who can't have their computers down.
But how does it give you preventative maintenance?
Basically, every phone, every laptop, every computer constantly has updates. Sometimes it doesn't reboot right. Sometimes it doesn't function right. And also included in that monthly fee is the ability to call us and also to resolve any
1 hour of that. It's not unlimited. It's 1 hour of phone service. So, or of service. In fact, the exact example you gave to when you gave your statement was, if it's not working because it's not plugged in, we'd go over there and plug it in, which was kind of funny. But I'm trying to understand.
We're trying to simplify it.
Yeah. You don't have to simplify it quite that much for the judge, but I appreciate it.
Okay.
So but I guess I'm trying to understand, if he was more computer savvy, he would just buy Microsoft and buy ransomware and then just pay the licensing fee each year. And
we used to have clients who did things that way. They would try and buy it themselves. And what happens in the business environment is people don't renew. They end up exposed. They don't renew it. They aren't keeping up with it. So we offer this, and it's not required.
I don't know how you can not keep up with it when you get 500 alerts every time you open your eyeballs.
That's exactly why they don't keep up with it.
They'll tell you, hey, you got to renew this. Hey, your subscription's almost over. Wait, I'm in month 1 of 12 months. Why are you telling me that the subscription's over? I once had like 3 subscriptions to a magazine at the same time because I wasn't sure when they were. They're like, it's almost over, and I'm writing another check, and then,
well, we keep track of all of that, and we provide all of that. We make sure that everything is always up and running. And really, a lot of this that has evolved has been because of security breaches, because people haven't maintained their ransomware. They don't maintain their updates. And then when they end up getting all their data stolen, they turn to us and say, why did it happen? And we look and we say, well, you haven't kept up with any of your security. That's why you got attacked by ransomware. You never knew your backups weren't happening because you weren't checking them. We verify the backups happen every single night on the servers and the workstations. So we know that we can recover if there's anything that happens.
Mr. Charlie, according to them, you owe them 3 months, November, December, and January, of the bill for $767.60 that they were charging you per month. What is your reason for not paying them?
Well, we received an email in October, middle of October, and the email in part states that unless we contacted them, they were going to remove all the support services and software.
Right. It says that in part, and what does it say in the part right above it, the line right above it?
Yeah, it says if July and August are not paid, we'll have to discontinue remote and on-site technical services.
Did you pay July and August?
Absolutely.
Right. After you got this letter, you paid July and August. Did you ever tell them you're fired?
No.
So you were still using their services, but you weren't paying for it because you also didn't pay November, December, and January. You were behind on that. So why shouldn't I make you pay them today? What is it that you're dissatisfied with? What is it that you've learned since then? Why do you feel like it's unfair? Give me your defense.
Number one, they didn't do anything. I mean, it sat there. They've detailed out a number of emails that they sent. And what I'm saying, I had no contract with them.
No, you're right. You could cancel at any time. That just means you got to cancel. But you got to cancel if you want to cancel, right?
Well, I didn't see that I needed to cancel. When I read this, all I needed to tell them was I was going to continue. I didn't have to tell them, in my opinion. Yes. Am I not being courteous? Yes. Okay. But I didn't need to tell them that I was canceling the service.
Why not?
I got another
Why not? Tell me again why you wouldn't need to tell them, because this stuff happens remotely. So if they don't need to monitor anything, they need to do so. How do you physically, when someone, Mr. McDonald, when someone says you're fired, what do you physically do?
We don't have to do anything on site. We can remove all of our support software and all the subscriptions remotely. But the email that he's referencing,
you have to do something.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're paying for it every month and you're still monitoring it. So, the email that he is referencing, the email that you're referencing, here's what the email says. Your July and August invoices are still unpaid, and we are about to send out the invoice for September. It is rare to have clients this far behind in payments, and we do not automatically charge late fees. If July and August are not paid, we will have to discontinue remote on-site technical support on Friday, October 16. Please let us know if you would like to continue with our services. Otherwise, on October 31st, we will remove all other support software, monitoring backups, virus, malware, ransomware protection. This is Key West, right? This is a small community. People on the island know each other. A lot of their letters and emails to you saying, why is it so hard for you to answer my phone calls or my texts or my emails? All you had to do was tell them, hey, I don't want to continue. But what you did was pay July and August. So I don't think you did discontinue them. You claim that you hired someone new. When did you hire the new someone?
It was in December, Your Honor.
Right. So do you have proof of that, by the way, that you hired somebody in December?
Cancel check, probably.
But you don't have it with you right now to show it to me, right?
I do not.
Okay. Well, November, you still were using him because that's one of the bills they're suing for. And if you hired somebody in December, it would have been awesome if you had just told them to stop monitoring you, but you never did. I don't see this the way you see it. I don't see it as, oh, I'm supposed to tell them if I do want to keep them. No.
Well,
it says, let us know if you want to continue with our services. Otherwise, we'll remove it. And the sentence above, if July and August are not paid. But you do pay July and August after this. How are they supposed to glean from that you'd like them to stop monitoring? It's one sentence you have to tell them. Yeah, go ahead.
Their email is 2 sentences, Your Honor. And the comma after services. Otherwise, on October 3rd, we will remove all of its stuff. On October 31st, he was going to remove all the stuff.
Then why'd you hire?
He told me. He fired me.
If you think that's true, which I don't think you do, okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't. You and I are both smiling at you right now. You know that's not true because you didn't even hire anybody until December at best, and you don't have proof that you hired somebody in December. So here's the bottom line. If I have a monthly service, I need to cancel it if I don't want to pay next month. That's all you had to do. And when you send July and August, all you had to do was take a piece of paper, a crayon, and a roll of toilet paper and write, we don't want your services anymore, and stick it in the check. But you didn't because you did want their services, and then you used it November, December, and January, and then you didn't pay them. And I can't tolerate that, you see, because even though I think that, you may say, well, they weren't doing, oh, by the way, why do you say that? Your new IT guy charges you what?
Well, he charges us a yearly lump sum.
How much?
$3,000.
Yeah, that's a lot less. So you're paying less now with the new people, and according to you, you feel like their job. I'm already finding that you didn't cancel them. And that paying July and August, if you want to cancel somebody, you be clear about it, because paying July and August and saying nothing is not clear about it. So, and that, you didn't even, at best, you didn't even hire it. So you would have been completely exposed for a month. I'm not buying it. You're just trying to hang your defense on a comma, and I'm not going to let you do it. It's okay. So I am going to order you to pay the 3 months that are outstanding. I'm ruling in favor of IT Key West and ordering you to pay the $2,302.80. Good luck, folks.
Well, after a fascinating discussion from the judge, she finds for the plaintiff, and the plaintiff will get everything she sought, the $2,302. Charlie, let me ask you how you feel about this now. She kind of shot down your argument.
Well, she did, but she had good points. But at the end of the day, they fired me, and the judge glossed over that.
You didn't fire them. That's your problem. You should have fired them. Then you wouldn't have to pay. But you do have to pay now. So
that's right.
Anyway, it's been nice hearing your version of it. All right. Sorry you lost, but that's it. Okay, Ms. Taylor, how do you guys feel about this now? You're victorious.
Well, we're victorious. It's a shame because it's a small island, and they're new to town. So maybe they don't know how the island works, but we have to take care of each other on this island. It's a small island. We've never had problem with any clients. We've always had communication. So it's a shame, but I'm glad that the judge ruled in our favor.
Very interesting cases. Thank you very much, and congratulations, Ms. Taylor, and your firm.
Doug, there is an issue in the law. Does silence equal acceptance? And that has been the subject of so much litigation over the years. When somebody sends you something saying that you have an obligation to do something, you should respond to that email. It is important to respond because, in fact, silence can equal acceptance.
If a litigant admits to breaking the law in a civil court, can the judge forward the information to the district attorney for criminal prosecution?
Absolutely. And in some cases, you may be obligated to do that depending on what it is that a judge heard.
Right. Has that ever happened before you when you were on the bench?
It hasn't. Does it happen a lot? No, it doesn't, because most people don't admit to criminal conduct in a civil case.
Right.
Has it ever happened to you?
It absolutely has. But judges, as you say, we're obligated where there are bar violations or misconduct by attorneys. We have to report it.
And if we have to do that, imagine if
you have evidence of a crime or someone coming in actually admitting to a crime, you're darn well obligated to also just report that. You're not forfeiting your identity as a neutral arbiter of facts in cases simply because you report someone admitting to violating the law in a serious manner.
Well, and also the judge could wait to report it until after the civil case is over, because in days it'll be over.
Right. I think they would in almost all circumstances, unless it was some kind of urgent matter.
Unless it was something that just wasn't that important.
Right.
That was really minor.
Right.
In which case, the litigant, the person who's offended by it, can report it always. It doesn't have to be the judge.
Right, but certainly also when you were a criminal court judge, weren't there situations where someone would come in, they were charged with crime A, and they would kind of admit to crime B, which was
less than
aggravated
crime A.
mattress tag tearing or something, just something to fade the heat away from that and say, I might have committed a crime, just not this crime.
Yeah.
And perhaps that is how it turned out. I don't know.